I'm joined now by Isaac Cohen. He's the president and CEO of Inverway, LLC, a DC-based business development company. He's also a former director of the United Nations Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.
So, we heard that the white paper basically explains China's side when it comes to WTO commitments, trade, and its economic reform within the country. Just want to get your reaction to the white paper and the timing of its release.
I think it is very timely and very interesting because China is not recognized as a market economy in the WTO. And consequently, after a period of 15 years of transition, because China joined the WTO in 2001. So in 2016, the period of transition expired. And at that point, China should have been recognized as a market economy. And that has not happened because there's opposition from the European Union, from the United States, and from Japan. And now there is a discussion within the WTO, and consequently this paper comes in and clarifies China's intentions as regards its membership in the WTO. So I think it's very timely and very, very important.
And we're also a week away from a July 6th deadline for the U.S. to impose tariffs on $34 billion in Chinese goods. Do you think that the white paper helps in negotiations or its case to the world? And where do you think things stand right now?
I think it helps in the sense that China has pledged that it's going to play by the multilateral trade rules, which are in force and that are very important. Unfortunately, in the case of the United States, they're justifying some of these tariffs for security reasons, and those are not susceptible of being discussed in the WTO. But I think it's a good step forward in the sense that China has expressed that it's willing to submit these disputes to the settlement procedures that exist within the WTO, and that's positive.
So would you say the WTO is still the best mechanism for bringing forth complaints and disputes?
I think it is, in the sense that there have been some complaints that sometimes it takes too long, to solve these disputes. But the fact is that it is the mechanism that has been created for that purpose, and then we should use it.
Where do you think things stand between the world's two largest economies when it comes to the current trade tensions? How do you see that playing out over the next few weeks?
Well, I am concerned in the sense that unilateral measures on the part of the United States are generating a response on the part of its trading partners, not only China, but we're talking about partners such as Canada and Mexico and the European Union. I think it's very concerning the fact that the United States has adopted a unilateral posture. And it's not using the multilateral mechanisms that exist to solve these differences, because there are always differences in international trade. But the important thing is to try to solve them by multilateral means instead of unilaterally.
And so do you think that the sides can come together before next Friday?
I am hopeful, although I think they are going to be applied, the tariffs are going to be applied, and then from there on, they're going to try to meet somewhere in the middle, perhaps, and try to solve the problem.
All right, Isaac Cohen, we appreciate your insight. Thank you so much for joining us.
My pleasure.